What's going on, everybody? It's the Bull Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about a player that I really want to see get more minutes for the Chicago Bulls, and I've already made this type of video before, at least I think I have, and I want to make it again, ladies and gentlemen. And at the end of the day, more than halfway through the season now, I truly cannot believe that we're actually still talking about this, but it is what it is. The player that I want to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is our rookie Dalen Terry, picked 18th overall in this, the previous year's NBA, this year's NBA draft, whatever the case may be. Our recent pick in Dalen Terry. I want to talk about why I feel like he's ready to get more minutes now, ladies and gentlemen, instead of waiting a whole season just for him to see some NBA action. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bull Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and whether or not you think and believe Dalen Terry will actually get more minutes for the Chicago Bulls in the future. There is a lot to get through here. First and foremost, I will say that it's not guaranteed that Dalen Terry will impress in the minutes that he gets for the Chicago Bulls. Again, you're relying on a youngster. You're relying on someone that might not have the experience, simply does not have the experience that other veterans might have around the league. That's understandable. That's one thing you have to take into consideration with any rookie in any draft class, any real overall pick. You're not always going to get guaranteed success. But, ladies and gentlemen, what I hate about the situation with Dalen Terry is that we spent half the season not knowing if he's going to be a good player or not. I don't think we've done a lot of these situations where we've simply just sent guys to the G League and kept them in the G League for a long period of time, but only play them in garbage time when he's in the Chicago Bulls team. But at the end of the day, it's just, in my opinion, a very, very weird way of developing someone. I can understand the positives behind it, keeping the players' confidence and spirits high, again, because if he does disappoint at the NBA level, you're going to get a lot of Bulls fans that'll be, I guess, attacking him for not being the rookie we should have selected and whatnot. That's just how it is. That's how the NBA is, and I know that's how Bulls fans will react if Dalen Terry does not deliver for the Chicago Bulls. But at the same time, if you don't see him play, how is that supposed to make Bulls fans feel? We're all waiting to see Dalen Terry really get any sort of significant minutes, and it's been, what? The last significant game he's played was the Houston Rockets game, I think. I think he maybe played 5 minutes in that game or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it just feels like we have wasted so many opportunities with Dalen Terry to play in this Bulls team. And the fact that we're not seeing him play, but kill it in the G League, is really only questioning why he has, I guess, not been able to play for the Chicago Bulls on the main team. And I think the best way to put this is that I just think the Bulls are making the wrong decision with Dalen Terry. That's truly how I feel about that situation. But let's give credit where it's due. You have to be ready to play in garbage time minutes. That's what every coach will tell you. Whatever amount of minutes that you get, go and make the most of it when you play. And in my opinion, very similar to how last year we were talking even about Tony Bradley's garbage time minutes. We're saying he was capitalizing on them and whatnot. Dalen Terry is doing the exact same thing. Every time he plays in garbage time minutes, he's finding a way in the 30 seconds that he can play to make an impact on this team. And you have to give that credit to Dalen Terry. In those small minutes that he's playing, or the small seconds that he's playing for this team, he is making impacts. But unfortunately, for many Bulls fans, 30 seconds in garbage time is not enough to really see Dalen Terry. And to be fair, neither is the G League. He's playing phenomenally well in the G League. Most of our team is playing phenomenally well in the G League. Carlik Jones was someone that's extremely impressive. Obviously, Marcos had very solid nights in the G League. And Dalen Terry has been a monster in the G League. But unfortunately, that can't always translate over into the NBA level. But how are we going to know if Dalen Terry's good at the NBA level if we simply never play him? It's an experiment that I always felt like we needed to see, and I thought we would see, but we just haven't seen. And that's really the frustrating part. And I know many people will say, because this is another argument that always comes around with Dalen Terry, the Bulls have a stacked roster right now. They're playing a certain, like, a 9-man rotation type thing where they're playing a lot of guards as well. Dalen Terry is technically considered a guard. They've obviously got Andre Drummond and Derrick Jones as the center spots as well. There's not a lot of room for Dalen Terry. Well, to be honest, I don't necessarily agree with that statement. Think of it like this. Javonte Green is out for the Chicago Bulls. He's at least expected to be out for another week, let's say. He'll be reevaluated next week. Very positive stuff. I hope Javonte Green comes back in time. I hope he comes back, I guess, as healthy as possible. But what exactly is going to happen with Javonte Green when he returns to the Chicago Bulls? I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. He's going to find his way into the rotation because he's a player that is pivotal towards the Chicago Bulls with his energy. He might not get 20 minutes a game. He might not even get half of that. He might get around 10 minutes per game to really, I guess, make an impact. He might just be an energy player that we only play in one half of basketball. We've already seen that this season, where sometimes we simply just only use him when we really need to use him. But if we do that with Javonte Green, why can't we do that with Dalen Terry? Why can't we do that? Is he not an energy player? I think even in the small seconds that he's played, he's disproven that he's not an energy player. In fact, I think he brings the most energy on the team. The way that he cheers with his Bulls team off of that bench, he's like our biggest cheerleader, and he wanted to come here in the first place. So I think his energy will be contagious for this team, and I think it has been in the small minutes that he plays. Are you worried that he's going to make mistakes? I mean, come on, guys. We're below 500. I mean, how many mistakes have we let go by this season without giving Dalen Terry a chance to make those mistakes? You can't expect the rookie to be perfect when he's playing for your team. I get that. But in 10 minutes of action, how much harm can he really do for the Chicago Bulls? Billy Donovan and maybe the coaching staff will say that Dalen Terry isn't ready. How would you know if he's not ready if you don't put him into the fire and see what he can do? Most rookies are not ready to go into the NBA, but they develop and they learn what it takes to be ready when they're in the NBA. Dalen Terry, unfortunately, I don't think is getting enough of that experience to show if he's ready or not, to prove himself that he is ready or not. If you go and ask Dalen Terry right now, are you ready to play NBA minutes? I can guarantee you he will say absolutely, but he'll probably also say he's just doing what the coach tells him to do. Very respectable answer if he says something like that. But unfortunately, the longer that you keep waiting for Dalen Terry to, I guess, get NBA minutes, the more frustrated Bulls fans are going to be because of it. There is absolutely no reason why Dalen Terry should not be getting even 5 minutes in a game to really show what he can do. I just can't believe that it's halfway through the season, a first round pick as well, we've just simply not given that time to him. But, of course, we don't really have any other situation to go down, ladies and gentlemen. It's either he plays or he doesn't play. And whatever the case may be, the only thing we can really hope for is that the Bulls know what they're doing in terms of their development. But what does history show? The Bulls have no idea how to develop players. So at the end of the day, we have to trust this. We have to trust the environment that Dalen Terry's in. We have to trust that, I guess, we know what he's doing. We know what the Bulls are doing with him. But I just feel like at the end of the day, I just don't like this situation with Dalen Terry. I just don't like how he's gotten garbage time minutes and garbage time minutes alone, even when we have injuries. We've had worse injuries than what we currently have. What we have is Lonzo and Javonte out. There was a stretch where we had Caruso and Javonte Green out, and Dalen Terry still got no minutes. I just think we could see so much more from him. I just think we could do more with him, and we just haven't seen it. But I do believe, all things said and done, knowing the question that I asked earlier in the video, do you think Dalen Terry will get his minutes? I think eventually he will get his minutes. One, we won't be competing that much. Let's just say we are out of the playoff race completely if things go drastically wrong. And Dalen Terry will have the opportunity to play then, because at the end of the day, the Bulls are not necessarily fighting for anything. Maybe they're going to keep fighting for a play-in spot, but for experimental reasons, alright, the Bulls are not competing, the Bulls might not make the playoffs. Dalen Terry, this is your time. Go and show what you deserve to be in the NBA at the end of the season. That could definitely happen for Dalen Terry. I'm not disputing that whatsoever. The second thing is, if the injuries really start to pile up for the Chicago Bulls, if you see, for example, guys like Derrick Jones, guys like Javonte, Alex Caruso, one of the guards in Iowa, Kobe White. If for whatever reason all those guys get hurt in a similar way like they were last season, very much a lot of people out at the same time, maybe it's health and safety protocols as well, that's still a thing. Whatever the case may be, if that ends up happening, then Dalen Terry will also get his minutes in my opinion as well. Those are the two ways that Dalen Terry will get minutes on this team. And to be honest, I think they're both really, really bad situations to be in, because you're basically just waiting for your time, but at the same time, most people want to see you play, and most people feel you deserve to play. So it is what it is. I hope the Bulls know what they're doing, but I'm going to end this video here. I want Dalen Terry to play, and I'm hoping that sooner than later we will get to see him play. I'm not asking for 20 minutes a game for Dalen Terry. He's an 18th overall pick. I understand we have a very loaded roster in terms of guards, but even the Bulls front office said they see him as a forward, and I don't think we have a lot of forwards. So if you see Dalen Terry as a forward, then play him as a forward and see what he can do there as well. But it is what it is. Again, it's the only thing I can really say. But I just hope that the time that we're wasting with him will not affect him in the long term or in the short term realistically for the Chicago Bulls. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next Chicago Bulls video. I just really wanted to get this video out there. I'm positive I've already said something along these lines earlier on in the season. I'm positive of it. But there's a complete different story from the start of the season when you thought, alright, his time is coming, to halfway through the season and we've yet to really see his time come. So we're waiting. We're really just waiting in hope that something will happen with Dalen Terry. The last thing I want to see, Dalen Terry treated like Marco. Because Marco's been in the league for 2 years now, and both years have been in the G League. And unfortunately, a lot of people are losing faith in Marco by the day. By the day comes, Marco is getting a lot more, I guess, that lost faith that he's an NBA player. Dalen Terry is a first round pick. If that's how we're going to treat Dalen Terry as well, then you obviously need to start beginning to question the front office and their draft prospects and who they're going for. Yes, it's a long-term development. I get that. It's a long-term plan. I get that. I just hope they know what they're doing. I hope in 5 years' time we're not talking about Dalen Terry and Marcus Simonovic as wasted draft picks alongside of other guys on this team as well. Because then you're really starting to wonder about this front office. I just hope that doesn't come to that. Have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.